point on how you can scale or grow your tax preparation business, okay? But my goal today just to help 10 people to start their own tax preparation business. So it's not really for those who are already doing taxes, okay? So let me just put that right there. So I'm going to be focused on the 7 steps to help people do that. But before I do that, let me talk about the common myth about tax preparation business. People feel like they need their CPA, you need a CPA license. No, you don't need a CPA license to start a tax preparation business. Another common myth is that you need a fancy university degree. No, you don't need a fancy university degree to start a tax preparation business. Another one is that you need to be good in math and calculations and calculus and algebra. No, you don't need to. In fact, if you're good in math, you're probably going to be bad in taxes because you don't need to calculate anything with your brain, right? You know, I'm going to teach you how, how you can easily, be efficient and successful in tax preparation business, even if you're not good in math. Another thing people are afraid of is that, oh, when you do taxes, you're going to get into trouble with the IRS. No, that's another myth. You're not going to get in trouble with the IRS if you follow the rules and do things the right way, which I am showing you today on how you can do that. Another myth is that you need 20,000 or 50,000, you need a lot of money to start a tax preparation business. And I'm here to tell you again that that is another myth and it's not true. Okay, so now let's do some house cleaning now, right? So first, this is not a get rich quick scheme. So that means this is not like something to just help you be rich without doing nothing, okay? If anybody promises you that you can make money without doing anything, they're lying to you. This is not a multi-level marketing opportunity. This is not a franchise selling opportunity, because this is actually helping you start your own tax preparation business, helping you to be your own boss, okay? And also to this opportunity, sadly, is not for everyone. So that means not everyone will be accepted into this opportunity so I can help them start their own tax preparation business. So only 10 people will be helped today, and I hope you're one of those 10 people. Now, here are some top 10 reasons why you need to start a tax preparation business. Number one, it's easy money. Why? Because you can literally, it takes an average of an hour to do a basic tax return. Now, if it's complicated, then it's complicated, right? It might take hours or days. But a basic tax return takes an average of 1 hour. So on the low end, you can charge anywhere from $200 to anywhere to $1,600 to do a tax return. So if it takes you an hour to do a tax return, you can charge on low end $200 to $1,600, right? So that's easy money. So every hour during tax season, you make it anywhere from $200 to $1,600 per hour. So imagine how much you can make, literally make during tax season and preparing taxes for other people. Tax preparers, on average, sometimes they make more money than medical doctors per hour during tax season, because not many doctors make $200 to $1,600 per hour, but you as a tax preparer, you can make that kind of money. Another reason too, that it's easy to start. You don't need to buy a building. You don't need to go borrow money from the bank. You don't need all of these fancy things. You don't need to sell your house, your car. You don't need any of these things. It's so easy to start. Then there's another thing you need to understand too. The software does most of the work. Now, don't let your tax preparer knows this, okay? Because they're going to be really mad at me that I'm really telling you guys this secret. Of course, you need to understand taxes. You need to understand the laws, the rules. You need to know where to put certain things, right? But once you know it, the software does the calculation. The software does the work. The software gives you the information that you need, okay? And here's another part that is very interesting too. You only need to work 3 to 4 months out of the year. You don't need to work all year round, okay, except you want to be a tax person that works all year round. But if you want to work 3 to 4 months out of the year, you can make enough money that can sustain you for the rest of the year. Now, that thing I love about the tax preparation business is that it gives you an opportunity to acquire a lifelong business skill, right? If you don't know how to do taxes, how are you going to suffer? You're not going to suffer, because during tax season, Whether you practice every year or not, you can always run to, you can always make money. I always tell people, acquire as many business skills as possible, because the more business skills you acquire, the more likely you will never have to suffer financially, okay? Because you have multiple streams of income coming in right, left, and center. The other top reason is that you can meet and serve cool and amazing clients that can become lifetime friends or some other opportunities. You also have the freedom to travel and live the life of your dream. When you do taxes, you can travel the rest of the year if you want to. Also, two opportunity for you to scale your tax business. Maybe you can add financial planning, you can add bookkeeping, and you can really start making that heavy 6 and 7 figures business, okay? A lot of people are making 6 and 7 figures in their tax business. Now, if this is your first time getting on my webinar, let me tell you a little bit about me. It's my story. People always love me telling my story. I'm Dr. Uyi Abraham. I came to America with just $100 and a suitcase of clothes. Or I said clothes, okay? That's a typo right there, but it's a suitcase of clothes. And my first job was at the movie theater, and I was making $6.25 an hour. That's me right there on the picture to the left. When I, just came into America, I was working at the movie theater, making $6.25 an hour. I was broke. I was broken. This was my first car. It was a 1994 Joe Metro. I bought it for $600 on credit. So things were hard, things were tough. So picture that car, picture where I was. This is our wedding day. I mean, things were so hard. That's our first house. We couldn't even afford it. This is our wedding day. We couldn't afford anything at our wedding except this dress I bought for my wife for our wedding gown. I bought it for $50 on eBay, and I spent $25 to dry cleaning. I bought my suit for $100 on K&G. That's all we could afford in the wedding. The rest, our moms, helped us. So we went from there to now we live in our dream home, able to afford, very expensive and wonderful luxurious things. You picture that small Joe Metro that was breaking down, overheating, to now, having Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Mercedes, BMWs, having the cars I couldn't afford at that time, And I will tell you right now that the tax preparation business was my first break. This was 3 years ago. I surprised my wife with her favorite car, which was a BMW. That's our favorite car. So I surprised her with a brand new BMW vehicle. The picture to the left, she was being blindfolded. She didn't know what was happening, what was coming for her, And all of this changed because in 2015, I started my own tax preparation business, and I made my first 6 figures, okay? And from there, I began to invest my money and to get me to where I am today. So if you start your tax preparation business and you invest and reinvest your money and not blow it out, you can see the Rolls Royce and the Bentleys and all this stuff, but I didn't just go and start buying them immediately, right? I started letting my money work for me to take me to where I am today. In 2017, here's a picture of when I opened one of my tax offices, and this one was in Forest Park, Georgia. So it was 2017, and this was the ribbon cutting ceremony, and this was me a few months after that. I was able to get, this was my very first Bentley, which is cool. This was the lobby of my tax office. It was a big place, like 1,500 square foot space. This was where people were hired. My staff, they would come. This was their staff place where they worked out of. This was my office at that time. This was my sign there, Elevate Tax. But I've since changed the name of my business from Elevate Tax to Restoration Tax. So since 2015, I've had 4 locations in Georgia, in Forest Park, in Morrow, in Decatur, and now in Alpharetta. So what am I trying to tell you? I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing taxes. I've had multiple offices. I've been successful at it since 2015. I am certified to do taxes, and I can help you do the same. All right, so let's talk about the 7 steps real quick, okay? So step number 1, if you want to be successful in your tax preparation business, number 1, you got to have the mindset for success, okay? One of the reasons why people fail in life is because they have the mindset for failure. They are so afraid. They don't want to try anything new. They don't want to try anything different. They don't want to try anything that's scary. They don't want to try anything that seems like it stretches them a little bit. They just want to be comfortable. They listen to what people tell them. They listen to their fears. They listen to their enemies. They listen to their friends. They listen to people who are not qualified to guide them or coach them towards success. If you want to be successful in your tax preparation business, you must have the mindset for success. You must have a no nonsense mentality towards failure. You must be like this: it's going to work or it's going to work. It must work. It must work. I must be successful at it. You can't double change it. You can't double mind it. Even the scripture says a double-minded man or woman is unstable in all their ways. So if you want to be successful in the tax preparation business, you must have the mindset for success. You must be determined to be successful. When I started my tax business in 2015, I barely didn't know what I was doing, but my mindset was I was going to be successful at it. And I went at it and I did not stop. I did not change until I became successful at it. So key number one, you must have the mindset for success. Key number two, you have to register. Now you have the mindset for success. You have to register with the state, okay? You need to get an attractive name. Try to, I tell people, make the name sound as big as possible. If you sound like Mary Tax Services, it sounds small, right? But what about Apex? What about Horizon? What about Blue Chip? Or just try to sound, get a big name that could be franchisable if possible, okay? So get a name that sounds big and attractive. Then now you can apply for an LLC with your state, incorporated with your state, get your EIN. These are the basics. This is like the second step when you want to start your own tax preparation business. Now, some states, they require you to have a license, right? Or some kind of credentials. States like New York and I think California, but most states in the US do not require you to have a special tax preparation license or some kind of certifications, okay? But I'm going to teach you at the end of this webinar, if you live in New York or California, how you can escape this thing until you're ready to fully launch your own tax preparation business. So step number three, you need to get tax preparation training, right? Because it's a new business. You need to learn the basics of it. You need to learn about W-2, Form W-2, Form 1099, Form 1098, 1098T, and 1099R. There's so many jargon, so many different forms. You need to understand how taxation works, the different tax code, whether you are filing joint, filing single, filing head of household for your client, filing married, filing joint, married joint, married single. You need to understand widower. You need to understand all of these different things, okay? Now, if you just want to get my course, it's right at taxmoney.org. You can get the course. It's going to teach you everything you need to learn concerning the training on how you can be your own tax preparation, how you can start your own tax preparation company, okay? Number four, after you get the training, you need to get an EFIN and PTIN. So if you go to the IRS website, you can, go to the link for EFIN. EFIN is like a social security number that is assigned by the IRS only for tax preparer. So that is the number the IRS uses to know you and your tax business, right? That number doesn't change. Your EFIN never changes because it's like your social security number doesn't change, right? So that's that's the number you have with the IRS. You cannot commercially, or you should not commercially file taxes for people without an EFIN number. It's illegal, right? But some people want to use TurboTax or some other stuff. Maybe they do 1 or 2 taxes, it's okay. But if you want to do more, if you do more than 3 taxes for people and you don't have an EFIN, it's illegal. Then after the EFIN, you're also going to get a PTIN number, okay? Excuse me. So the PTIN number is also very important. It's also a number that the IRS gives to you that helps them to locate you and locate the taxes you're going to provide. So now when you get these two numbers, now it could take anywhere from 1 to 6 months, depending on how busy the IRS is that season, for you to get your EFIN and your PTIN number. It's going to require you to do a background check. If you have a felony, sad news, you might not qualify to do taxes for people with your own Social Security. You're not going to get an EFIN or PTIN if you have a felony, okay? All right, so the step number 5 is easy. You need to get an easy to use tax software, because the software is what would, once you put in all the data from your clients, is a software that automates it, is a software that calculates it, is a software that helps you to get them the maximum refund. But if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the tax knowledge, you're not going to be able to maximize the refund for your clients, right? But once you have the knowledge, the tax software is what helps to make sure that you do everything right. And many of these tax softwares today, very, very smart. They're going to prevent you from making an error, right? A lot of people, they are so worried. They feel like, if they do taxes of people, they might get into error or not. Most tax software, especially like the one I use, there's a lot of check and balances that prevents you from making an error. If the software believes that your calculation is not right or a data is missing, it's not going to let you submit it. It's going to flag you until you fix that error so that you can now submit it. Okay, everybody good with that, right? All right, so that's the 5 step. Then the 6th step, you need a tax mentor, because if it's your first year doing taxes, you're not going to know it all. You're not going to know, you're not going to know what you're doing half of the time. And you don't want to get into problem or pressure where you start doing the wrong thing or messing up people's taxes because you don't have anybody you can call or text or ask questions that can help you to navigate some certain situations, right? So make sure you get a tax mentor, especially for your first 1 or 2 years, somebody that is out there. Sometimes they might even be able to double check the return before you submit it. And they can see maybe opportunities where you could get your clients more money, or opportunities where you're giving clients credits or funds that they don't deserve, right? So make sure you get a tax mentor. Number 7, marketing. This is where most people fail when it comes to their tax preparation business. Now, I'm not going to go in depth into marketing, because if you are one of the 10 people that I'm going to help to start their own tax preparation business, I have an online course and 3 weeks live training and all this good stuff I'm going to announce shortly, where I'm going to help you and teach you. But if you're just one of those people that you just want to just grab as much information as you can so you can go do it on your own, that's fine. I want to give as much free information today as possible. Marketing is the key. You need to market your tax preparation business. And let me warn you, when it comes to tax preparation, many times your first year, a lot of people are going to doubt you because it's taxes. They want to get the most results, and they know that you're just starting out. So sometimes they're not going to trust you yet. Sometimes they're not going to be confident that you can really help them. But if you are really strategic, if you're really smart, if you're really aggressive with your marketing, you are going to make a lot of money with tax preparation. All right, let me run through these 7 steps real quick. The 7 easy steps. Number 1, mindset for success. Number 2, you need to register with the state, get your EIN, your LLC, and all of that stuff. Number 3, you need to get the tax preparation training. You can get my course right there at taxmoney.org. Number 4, you need to get your EFIN and PTIN from the IRS. Number 5, you need to get an easy-to-use tax software that is going to make your life and your job easier so you can serve your clients. Number 6, you need to get a tax mentor that can help you, show you, encourage you, and make sure that you don't make many mistakes during your first year as a tax preparer. Number 7, you need to do a lot of marketing, okay, so that you can be successful.